What up, nation? Welcome to another edition of the WiseTake NBA DFS Early Look. CK013 here. You can find me on Twitter at CK_013. And I, of course, am from the WiseTake Nation, which you can find on all the social media platforms. This is below or directly at WiseTake.com. If you're looking to take your DFS game to the next level, we are a premium DFS content provider as well as a DFS community designed to help make you a better DFS player. Go check us out at WiseTake.com. Day pass is $2.50. Full access. Go check it. Did not bang out a video yesterday, but we're back at it today. Yesterday was on baby duty and had some other shit to tend to, but we're back. We are back. Appreciate those of you who reached out and understood. That being said, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Please subscribe, hit the notifications bell. Don't miss out on any of the free content we put out. Baseball is around the corner. We'll be doing some stuff for baseball as well. Excited about that. Double the workload, double the money. Let's go. Like the video. Leave some comments. Most importantly, share the video. If you could share the video, really helps us out. Really goes a long way. The more you share, the more we grow. The more we're able to put back into the content, including especially our free content. Appreciate y'all. All right, we got 6 games. One game at 7 o'clock. The lone game, Utah, Washington. We're going to go game by game as we always do. We're starting with Utah, Washington. Back-to-back for Washington. Not the greatest team, but they've been playing better lately, right? Competitive, at least for the most part. They are playing Utah. Has been one of the top teams in the league. And we've got Mike Conley out. Immediately, Donovan Mitchell should be regarded, especially on shooting guard. Not discarded, regarded. Whatever the fuck that means. We should strongly consider him 8-3 on FanDuel. He's 8-7 on DraftKings. DraftKings, once again, being prepared. Also, a really good spot for Rudy Gobert. FanDuel has Gobert at 8-7. Obviously, the blocks are a big reason. They're worth more over here. 8-2 on DraftKings, still within reach. Center is the position that Washington really struggles with. Bradley Beal's okay. Westbrook's okay. But with Conley out, it's the Utah side. And not just that, but the pace, right? Jordan Clarkson. You guys know I'm a little bit of a Jordan Clarkson mark. And I'll be looking to play him. Got 30 minutes against Boston. 5-2. Ceiling is an issue. When Donovan Mitchell is out, it's just glorious. But when Donovan Mitchell is in and Conley's out, we still got Mitchell there who hogs a lot of the usage. But I still like Clarkson. 6-1 on DraftKings, not as much. But definitely at 5-2 on FanDuel. Let's go. Hachimura has been playing good. He somehow figured out how to remove his head from his ass. And it's worked out well for him. Everybody else is fine for tournaments. Little sprinkle action. Joe Ingles should slide into the starting lineup, I would think. So at 4-4, maybe we consider him. I don't like the fact that they moved him to shooting guard. He was a small forward. It was glorious. But they moved him to shooting guard. I don't like it. But I do like Joe Ingles. Probably going to want to pick one of the other, Ingles or Clarkson, unless the position just sucks. We'll have to find out. And then, of course, with Conley out, you can also consider Royce to 5'9", who's been a little mediocre lately. But, should see a little bit of a boost with Conley out. Everybody should get at least a little bit of a boost. Maybe not the kind of boost that we expect guys like Donovan Mitchell to get in Clarkson. Anyway, OKC Atlanta. We got a couple 7:30 games. We have a big-ass gap. You see that shit? From 7:30 to 10, then 10 to 10:30. Big-ass gap. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is too cheap on FanDuel at 7.9. He's 9K on DraftKings, just to put that into perspective. On FanDuel, he's too cheap. I know he's coming off of a fucking shitburger, but his whole team got destroyed. Right? Let's be honest. He never really had a chance. But I like him here against Atlanta. Definitely a possibility it happens. But OKC's been surprisingly competitive with their roster. With the injuries, they've been surprisingly competitive. That's all I'm saying. John Collins, I will only really be interested in if Clint Capella is out. If Clint Capella is in, I could play some Clint Capella, though it does seem like Al Horford is back. Not that we should be worried about that for any reason. If Capella is out, Gallo has been phenomenal. I don't see why that would stop. With Horford back, that means we don't have to really look too much into the Robies and whatnots, right? Or at least not by that stretch. Moses Brown. It's a shame that Horford's back. Moses Brown is a grown-ass man playing in a child's league. That's what it seems like anyway. Dort's questionable. So we got some injury news we're waiting for you. But SGA regardless with this team, right? Man, DraftKings is with it with the pricing, man. They got everybody up there. Everybody's priced up. They're ready. They are ready. We'll keep it moving. Orlando and New York. New York. Right over the bridge. Anyway, Vooch, 10K against the Knicks. I'm cool with. The Knicks have been good defensively this season. One of the top teams in the league. But they've really struggled against centers. So I'll take some Vooch. That being said, Randall's been awesome. He's just been awesome. The minutes are up in competitive games, and he's just cruising. So yeah, I think we find ways to get exposure to Mr. Julius Randle. Evan Fournier currently questionable with a groin. He's missed 4 games. This dude's been injured all year. It seems like Terrence Ross has recently been bitten by the injury bug. He's questionable as well. He did play against Miami, and he played well. Just keep that in mind. The injuries to the Knicks guards have led to R.J. Barrett's minutes stabilizing, at least over the last few games. So I think he's back in play, though, wherever his price is up, like on 6-4 on DraftKings. I'm not as interested. You know what it is? DraftKings pricing, you can't miss. Like, if you're going to pay those prices, like, yeah, their upside says they can hit that price, but you really just can't miss. On FanDuel, it's just throw a bunch of shit at the wall. Take a bunch of good plays, throw it against the wall, and see which ones stick, right? Aaron Gordon also questionable. He's missed a couple games. Injury management. I don't know what the hell that means. It seems like he's just not playing. So even if he does play, I doubt he plays a ton. Emmanuel Quickley. So Rose is doubtful. Rose is out. I'm sorry. Elfrid Payton is doubtful with a hamstring. Emmanuel Quickley only got 26 minutes against Philly. Now, maybe hindsight is 2020, but maybe it wasn't the best idea to play him in a situation where Ben Simmons was going to defend the point guard. Maybe that wasn't the best idea. They ended up going with Burks for a lot of that chunk at point. But at 5-1, I will continue to play Emmanuel Quickley because there is that chance, more like a probability, that he gets those 33 minutes. So I will be playing a lot of Quickley. You got Clarkson and Quickley. Boom. Potential GPP pivots. Both of them more expensive on DraftKings. Quickley, you could see is 6'3". A little bit of a different conversation over there. Other than that, Michael Carter-Williams is fine. Alec Burks, like I said, I've been setting a rule not to play Burks and Quickley together, and it kind of paid off against Philly in its own right. At least my Burks teams did not have him on it. Burks was significantly cheaper that day, so his score was suffice. How much is Burks on DraftKings? 4-9 on DraftKings. They even got him up a little bit. Other than that, don't see a whole ton that I love, right? Blah. We'll keep it rolling. New Orleans and Portland. We are into the 10 o'clock games. Big gap status. These teams just played, I believe. And I think Dame dropped 50 actual points on these guys, which was great. We were on them. We had mentioned that we thought that McCollum was going to, kind of be eased in a little bit, at least as far as his role went. And we felt like Dame's ownership was going to be lower. It really wasn't that low. He was like 30% on FanDuel. But more importantly, point guards have destroyed New Orleans. That's been the case. So we can definitely go back to Dame. 26 minutes for McCollum. Not bad for his first game back. Zion beasted against Portland, which he seems to always do. So obviously they expect these guys to be pretty popular, being that they just did that dirty. Ingram's okay. He didn't quite get there. Looked like he was going to, but didn't quite. Lonzo balled out. 35 minutes against Portland. You don't usually like to go back to the same exact guys when teams play back-to-back like this. Bledsoe's pretty cheap, but again, that's a position that we already know we like a couple guys, right? But it kind of just fits, right? Like Dame is going to smoke Lonzo Ball, right? Dame's defense is not good, though. Portland is going to struggle against a big, powerful forward. They got Covington, which is great for like an Ingram type player, right? Shooters, but a guy that's big and could dunk and strong, not exactly Covington's strong suit. So do what you will with it. Minnesota Phoenix. Cat, really good spot for Cat. Though the ceiling at this point, right? It's been a while. I think last time Cat went for 60 was against the Knicks. But I'm good with Cat. It's a really good spot. Aiden's a terrible defender. Booker's price is a little bit too cheap on both sites. Chris Paul's is too, to be honest with you. I think the only concern here is just Phoenix blow him out, because Phoenix has been good this year. They really have. But on FanDuel, Booker and Paul are both too cheap. Even Aiden, you could argue. But Aiden's minutes have been suspect, so we won't go there. Aiden is a lot cheaper on DraftKings, though, 6'2". With all the injuries that these guys have been dealing with, let's check. McLaughlin's still out, I would think, right? We're really seeing Ricky Rubio kind of do dirties all day. Now, if you think the game gets ugly, then you might want to look at Jalen Noel. You can look at Jalen Noel regardless, to be honest. He's still getting minutes, and he's only 4,600 over here on FanDuel. Where is he on DraftKings? Let's find him real quick. A 5'2" on DraftKings, see? And Rubio's only 5'8", so they make you think about it. But, I mean, hard to argue. You got Chris Paul there, who's, smart baseball player, high IQ defender type. Rubio's coming off of kind of a ceiling game, which is always scary, in 27 minutes, too. But yeah, I mean, value-wise on FanDuel, they seem a little underpriced. Then again, so does Chris Paul and Devin Booker. Bingo, bango. Last but not least, Charlotte and the Lakers. If you're into Narrative Street, we'll play some LaMelo Ball, right? Going back to LA, right? If we're doing that. Also, the team that did his brother dirty. For the player that helped his team do his brother dirty, LeBron James, right? Very good spot for LeBron. Should he decide to play like a man? But in all serious, good spot for him. I like LaMelo. I think this game's a pretty good tournament game. Late night hammer action. I like LaMelo. I like LeBron. I like a lot of other players more, but immediately I look at those two and I'm like, interesting. Hayward's even okay. I mean, Ball's price is down on DraftKings. He's 8'2", 8'3" over there. And LeBron's 10'7". The prices aren't that different on each side. It's interesting. Montrezl Harrell's prices come up. He's been balling. Straight balling. I'm good with Montrezl Harrell against Charlotte. Who the hell? Against Charlotte? This is actually a really good spot for power forwards, though. Really good Kuzma spot. Or Markieff Morris, depending on which one you think is going to get the opportunity. Markieff Morris is probable. So he's probably going to play. Now, the problem is his minutes, right? He had a little stretch where he was playing. We had Kuzma miss a game. Things look great. His minutes have been down. This is a really good spot for fours. So maybe it's Kyle Kuzma time. Kuzma only got 25 minutes against Minnesota. But before that, he was just smashing and mashing through Brooklyn. You know what I mean? Not literally, but figuratively, for sure. But really good spot for power forward. So I like LaMelo. I think Rozier's interesting. How much is Devontae Graham? 4'2". Now his minutes have been held in check, but he's playing more and more. 18, 17, 21, right? 4'2". Not going to see that a whole ton. Cody Zeller is 4'8" on DraftKings, 4'3" on FanDuel. Take it or leave it, right? But yeah, I think I like Kuzma, LeBron, and LaMelo. Not that I mind Schroeder. He's fine. He's all right. But an interesting little 6-game slate. I think anyway. That's going to do it for us today, Nation. Appreciate those of you rocking with us as always. Don't forget to hit the like button and share the show as much as you can. We appreciate you. For myself, the entire WiseTake Nation, as always, good luck.
Yes.